Season 2, Episode 13. The Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Thank you for tuning in once again. December 1st, weekend recap, other boxing news, talking about some of the other rankings that have fought, a little mashup. Of course, we'll finish with the big banger of that weekend, the heavyweight title bout. Was it a robbery? I gave it a gift, not a robbery. I can explain the difference later on between the difference in a gift and a robbery. You know, so like I said, we have that to discuss. But first, we will discuss other boxing news. Little stories that I find interesting right here on the WRT Boxing Show. But first, other fighters who did fight over the course of the weekend that ain't gonna cover, but get their names still out there in our memories. For the females had busy. Female boxing had a busy with the IBF. The IBF and also just an undercard. The undercard of the Adonis Stevenson and Vazdek fight. That itself was a good. I was hoping Showtime was going to show more of it. I thought it was going to be like a deep lead into the pay-per-view. I didn't think it was just a Donaldson Stevenson and Vosdick match that led into it. I thought it was going to be like a nice card. I thought it was going to be like a good 8-hour span of boxing. I thought they had set up, but I was wrong. So, because I was looking forward to seeing the actual undercard, because the undercard was like ranked fighters like 7s, 9s, 13s. It was all throughout that card. For instance, I cover the females real fast. Excuse me. It had the champion, the IBF champion, Chris Numas. We covered her like twice on the show, going against the Canadian Marie Eve Declare, who defeated her, who became the new champion. And I wanted to see that because I on the prediction of the fight, I thought that fight was going to be pretty good. Bombs throwing. It went 10 rounds. I'm looking forward to seeing that match. I want to see that, but we had a new IBF super welterweight champ in the female. So, 14-0 Marie defeating the veteran Chris Numas. And then you have Victoria Bustos returning from her defeat of Katie Taylor. She moved up to super lightweight, got herself an IBF strap by defeating Inés Panchillo. So she's now 19-5. Got herself a belt again, Victoria Bustos. Like I said, she was always a good champ. She just ran into fucking Katie Taylor, man. It's, when you run into those people, you're like, shit, I either got to move up or drop down and get a belt. And when you run into Katie Taylor, hey, it's not a bad. It's one of those things on your record where people are just starting to okay it. You're like, oh, you lost to Katie Taylor? All right. That's cool with me. I accept you. So that right there, the IBF was busy with the females, just those two. Those were the two big IBF female matches. But also over the weekend on that undercard was the WBC number 14, Mikhail Zawitsky. A name we got to start to learn up, research. Get on him. He's 32-1. The WBC International Welterweight Champion. Now, obviously, 32-1 sounds like a lot of domestic homeland fan base, but 32-1, he got to be something. If not, he's gonna be a quick bust. They brewed up Wilder, and then finally Wilder started taking off. Maybe this guy could be his takeoff moment. He's 32-1, WBC 14. Let's see what happens with him. He is the international welterweight champion. But he was on the undercard of Adonis Stevenson and Vosdick. He won. Also on that undercard was Oscar Rivas. Now, Oscar Rivas, for those who do not know or don't follow the heavyweights, he is, I believe he's like a Colombian, but he's living up there, I think, in Canada. He's getting pumped up. He's the WBC 14 IBF 14 ranked fighter, 24-0, 22 knockouts, the North American Boxing Federation heavyweight champion. He had himself a match on that undercard with a fight of Brian Jennings already scheduled for the 18th of next year. So this was like his really good tune-up, you know. Now him versus Brian Jennings, that is a nice. I don't want to, can't swear, you know. Don't want to swear right now. So we'll say that was a nice flute. That's a nice fluting of a fight right there. Nice fluting of a fight. Because, you know, right here on the RRT Boxing, we do talk about the rankings and the 1 through 15s, whether it's bullshit, the fights and all, the belts, who gives a fuck what they mean. But how else can you really get a fight like Oscar Rivas and Brian Jennings? Because no one else is really going to fight these guys for no reason. But the belts line them up in a way. It's a nice fight in the heavyweight division. It's top heavy. You got, you know, right now, like Dominic Brazil should be fighting a Joy's credentials and names kind of gets him up in the heavy list, you know. I think his name does him. But you got Dominic Brazil, he should be fighting Luis Ortiz, Gerald Miller. You got who else is a heavyweight up here? You got fucking, I'm saying, you got fucking Wilder, Miller, Brazil. Then you got Jennings, maybe Joey Dowinko, Adam Nowalki, Charles Martin, you know. Charles Martin for Adam Nowalki. See, that was a good fight. And it's the same credentials as this fight. Brian Jennings and Oscar Rivas. That's climbing the rankings. And Brian Jennings, who is pretty dang high in the rankings himself. I think he's like a number 2 by the WBO. He's high as hell. So that will be a very and Rivas is not, he's like 14 by the IBF. Giant Jen is like number 9. He's kind of he's mid level. He's high in the WBO, mid level in the IBF. I forgot it, but he's closer to Rivas in the IBF than any other bracket. But that's still a good fight. You got Rivas's short kaboom arms, you know, delivers the dynamite punches. You got Jennings with the longer reach, the veteran. He, you know, could be his last, his last run at the title. He should be able to beat these. He's expected to beat the young prospects. You know, even though Kaboom ain't that young, but you know the new faces around town. I guess Jennings, you're expected to beat them. You know, so that's gonna be a nice little mix-up. So on that undercard was Mikhail Zawalski and Oscar Rivas, both ranked, both winning, and then like I said. And on that undercard was Marie-Eve Declaire defeating Chris Numas and becoming the new IBF super lightweight champion, or welterweight. So that undercard, and there was one more undercard with some guy named Fan. I forgot, I didn't cover his fight, but there's those 3 fights alone, plus the main event, Vosdick and Stevenson. That fight. It's sad because of what we know the fight is, the outcome of the fight. You know, it's sad because of that. And it's also, you know, you can't take away from it. Like, hey, we all talked about it. We all say this could be the outcome of the fight. Stevenson can knock him out, but if he gasses, you know, and Vosdick has the volume of punches, it could be trouble. You know, we bet. I did, you know, I said I bet on Stevenson's power. Vosdick, to me, that 3rd round punch really changed it. You know, Stevenson was real cocky coming off the first 2 rounds. He was dominating. He was feeling his funk. And he went to come in and rush him, and Vosdick said, fuck it, I'm going to throw one too. And caught him right at the beginning of the round, clipped his ass. And I think that right there shook. It shook a real stoppage in Stevenson's, I guess, bravado. He was scared. You know, it shook him. Vosdick saw it. Maybe we didn't see it good as Vosdick, but he saw that shit face up. He probably saw Stevenson's eyes change or something. Because ever since that moment of the fight, he started letting his hands go a little more, and that's what we discussed. If Vosdick can make Stevenson fight at a faster pace, he can't handle it. The speed, the constant moving, and he started gassing, couldn't handle the hand speed. And like I said, I don't know if the hits were that dominant. It was just, like I said, Stevenson was an old man. Not an old man, but an old athlete. In this box, I think he was an old man. 41, breathing hard, and getting hit. The body ain't used to it. So when he got that dead straight right, as the fight started getting, like round 11 started getting more and more later and later in round 11, the hits were easier and easier. He was fading. He broke them down. The hand speed combination, and that's what we saw at the end of that fight. A really tired, and that's what we all talked about too. I think that's what kind of sucks. But like, hey, Bottle Jack took Stevenson he took him deep, he got him tired. Vosdick was just gonna finish off what what Jack couldn't do. And this fight, Stevenson didn't land that body punch. This fight, he gassed out, and then it went to the next level of his gas out. He maybe this would have happened in the Bottle Jack fight. Really just break down. He just happened to land that one body shot, and this one didn't happen, and that's what we end up getting in that one. So that one, besides the story of now, was a really, really good card. From top to bottom. That like I said, I would have loved to have seen more of that Showtime card. Hopefully, somehow, some way, it's out there, and and I post some fight recaps late or not. Obviously they're late now because have not seen these fights. But when I do see the fights there, I find them interesting. I will give the intake if you would, be interested in watching that right here on the RRT Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A. So that was that undercard. Also, folks, I have covered him. We have seen him. If you're interested in I believe it's super feather, the 126. I get the names mixed up, but the weights, pretty cool. 126, the Japanese bronze medalist, Shatsui Shizumi. We covered like 3 of his fights. I dropped the ball on this. He just fought this morning, the 3rd of whatever the time is. Time he fought this, my time or Japan time, early as hell my time. He fought. He won. He's fighting Huiri. I thought Huiri had some nice hand speed, some good combinations, some good feet. Some footwork messes with Shizumi. Shizumi's ranked number 3 by the IBF. That's number 6 by the WBC. That's I don't know who's the WBC champ. That's I know Warrington. I can't even think right now, man. But he's ranked number 3 for Warrington. That's why I'm thinking Warrington. He got himself a 3rd round knockout. I thought it'd be around 4 or 5, but the knock. I need to see this fight too, because I said hand speed and foot speed gives Shizumi a little trouble because he fights tall. If you guys haven't seen Shizumi, he's like I said, a nice double Olympian, bronze medalist. His last entry. He fights tall, pressure fighter. Like I said, the pressure of kind of like a Jared Hurd, but not heavy like that, but just beating you up with a jab, slow pace, catching you on counters. And he just, by the end of his fights, in the middle of his fights, when he's doing his damage, his fighters look like they are in an extra round or 2. His hits start to wear them down. His defense is very gappy, so who knows how he would really go against a nice heavy pressure elite fight like a Warrington, you know, the way Shizumi gets hit, who knows? But if he's able to counter and move, because he's a tall, lengthy guy, if he's able to counter and move and catch Warrington, because the dude it seems he can hit hard. I like watching him. If you kind of like the way Jared Hurd breaks people down, that's kind of what Shatusi Shizumi, you know. Watch him if you know if you like Leo Santa Cruz. I do. I like Leo Santa Cruz. Is that the WBC? He gave the WBC belt up. Who? Damn it! Let's look it up. Let's look it up, folks. Right here on the RRT Boxing Show. You know, you guys could type in the comments like, "Damn, Mr.A, you didn't know who the WBC fucking super featherweight champion was? It was this guy. I mean, featherweight champion, Gary Russell, Mr. fucking Russell. Damn it, my bad, Russell." Mr. Gary fucking Russell, man. See, he needs to motherfucking fight more. Needs to fight more. You know? But hell yeah. Number 3 by the IBF. Number 6 by the... He could fight some fights. Mark Maxio. He's number 1 by the WBC. Is he... You figure Leo Santa Cruz is talking real big about this Gary Russell fight. You know, I'm just going a little. I start talking featherweights. We got stuck in the featherweights. You know, if you don't like it, hey, sorry, but if you tuned in and you just like that boxing talk, hey, boxing talk. So we stopped at a red light. Taxi came by. You need a ride. We jumped in like, hey, we're going to that featherweight town. Hey, I was talking boxing. Let's talk boxing. Yeah, that's where I'm going anyway. Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz. That'll be a damn good fight. Leo Santa Cruz is calling for it. Gary Russell, if he can't fight, is he going to fight his number 1, Mark Maxio? I didn't know he was number 1, folks. I did not know he was number 1. You got Joseph Diaz at number 3, Abner Maris at number 2. You could get rid of him. Kid Gallahan at number 5, and Shizumi at number 6. Can that be his step up? See, Gallahan just for himself a nice prospect. Shizumi needs to fight himself a hot prospect. But he is that. But the thing is, his age is 33, y'all. Folks, he is 33 years old. He's like I said, he's one of those double Olympians, them deep background pedigree guys. They're expected. They're trying to do that fast gate shit. You know, I know I failed to mention that. Yes, he's 33 years old. He's like 8-0, something like that. The Ocean Pacific Boxing Federation 126 featherweight champion. He's been running through the division, their rankings over there. That's why he's so high ranked in these divisions. The OPBF, I think they're like, I looked into it because like, well, you know, what is this shit? Because doing this show, creating this show, the RRT Boxing Show, I became a fan of Asian boxing. You know, especially it's funny that's what the fucking site is called too, Asian boxing. You gotta love it. You know, fucking going over there, it's like the fights. You know, I mean, not going over there, but watching the fights. Those motherfuckers be fucking each other up. You know, they be punching in the body, long ass jabs. But anyway, I found Shizumi. You know, I found him, bet against him, ended up fucking whipping my ass. Now I've been following him. Can he hang with these people, man? Who's gonna be he's number 3. And again, ahead of him at number 1 in IBF is Kid Gallahan. Kid Gallahan is number 5 in front of him at the WBC. That fight just might have to happen, folks. You know, Kid Gallahan just did do that. Takoki Corey fight. He was victorious in that, but if he's number 1 in the IBF and Shimizu's number 3, that number 2 spot is open. IBF be doing those eliminators and shit. Josh Warrington's getting ready to fight Carl Frampton. Kid Gallahan and Shizumi for an eliminator, perhaps. Fight the winner, perhaps. Right here on the RRT Boxing Show, we talked about it first. Kid Gallahan and Shizumi. That's the fight. Because I was not impressed with Kid Gallahan. Seeing him finally defeat Toki, I'm like, okay, he's good. He got something, you know. He's got something. His speed and combinations that could trouble a guy who fights upright with a jab. You know, just and a loopy, he like loopy log punch. Like he just throws a fucking like a club on you sometimes. But a strong jab, that speed and combination of a Kid Galahad might do some damage on. So that'd be a very interesting fight. The height, obviously, I forgot his height, but everyone would definitely be talking about the height difference in that fight. I think it's a pretty good height difference. But anyway, Shizumi, he fought over the weekend. He was victorious. Now, before we move on, and one last one. Umar, a light heavyweight. You know, light heavyweight. Talk about the light heavyweights. You know, that division's getting hot. You got Bivol just defeating a Jean Pascal. You got Alvarez knocking off Kovalev. Now he's getting ready to fight. No, he is getting ready to fight Kovalev again. So that'll be interesting. If Kovalev beats him, that really to me is gonna put some holes in boxing. Because are we going to want to see a trilogy in that fight right away? Because right now, look at all the trilogies ain't happening. Are we want to see a trilogy in that fight right away? Or are we going to expect, by the time I say, fuck it, Alvarez go fight Beterbiev, Alvarez go fight Vozdek. See, now that Vozdek got that light heavyweight belt, it's going to be like open season. Everyone's going to be, is it going to be open season? That's what we should be saying. Because obviously, for health reasons, Stevenson's done. He's done. So is Vozdek going to hold that belt? Or is it going to be, you know, a free campaign over there? You know, Vozdek is a top-ranked fighter. So how will Vozdek is light heavyweight? Let's check that out, folks. WBC, Bottle Jack and Marcus Brown. That fight, I guess, is I'm hearing, you know, throughout the fucking boxing sites and channels. The word is the bird on the word is fucking Bottle Jack and Marcus Brown is in the making. Now that fight, if Marcus Brown can stay in this fight, you know, he's been having some good ass fights lined up for him. He was supposed to fight Kovalev before the Alvarez. All these damn Vezes, man. Hit those thumbs ups, get them up. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your time and dedication. If you already hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button already, thank you. Like I said, Marcus Brown had that fight. I don't want to. He had out of the ring problems. We could say that, you know. That's what this RRT boxing show is, only talking about that boxing. I'm your host, Mr.A. Thank you for tuning in. So to have Marcus Brown and Jack fighting, that's going to be a hell of a fight. We talk about best fight the best. Shit. That's number 1 and number 2 in the WBC. And I'm cool with that. Of course, everyone can say that's the best. Okay, why? Because they got fucking rankings right here, man. Like I said, you got Umar number 10. So you figure if Jack and Marcus Brown, if depending on how one of them lose, Umar is going to move up to maybe like number 9, maybe number 8. You know, some of these guys going to. You got Koro Murat, number 3. Igor McCallan, I think that's the guy who just lost to Kovalev. Dominic Boso, I seen him fight. Barrera, he might need to start chilling out, man. Because I don't know. He needs to start he's number 6. He needs to start definitely starting to beat these middle brackets. You know, he needs to start eliminating these people before they start creeping up on him. Because he's number 6, got 7, Isaac Chilemba. Number 8, Blake Claparello. Number 9, Dudu Ngumbo. I was checking out his resume, and I forgot why. Besides his name, I came across his name. That dude's resume is pretty decent. Dudu Ngumbo. I don't know why I came across that dude's name. I was in this light heavyweight division looking up shit, and I looked at that dude's resume. Umar Salamar, number 10. Felix Valeria. See, I guess to me, once you get to number 10, Felix, Valeria, Sean Monahan, Eric Colin, we've seen that dude's a pity patter. He has gas. He has a gas problem, and not that he shits and farts around the ring. He just gasses out, folks. Stamina issues. Humberto Valesco. Oh man, and Medidi Amar. We see him fight against Vazdek. So he ain't gonna do much, especially Vazdek being the champ. So that's the WBC. Jack Brown, Murat, McCalligan, Bosco, Barrera, Chilemba, Caparello, Nagumbu, Salomar, Valeria, Mokanahan, Colin, Velasco, Amamar. So obviously, number 10, Salomar, Umar, like I said, he was just victorious over the weekend. He, I guess to him, a nice hit. With it by 2019, he's probably looking at a Barrera type fight to end the year. If he could get a Barrera fight by the end of 2019, that's a hell of a year for Umar Salomar. That's a big fight. Number 10 and 6, that'd be a damn good fight to watch out for, folks. Umar Salomar and Solomon Barrera. You know, with Isaac Chilemba losing, you might get a Salomar versus Chilemba. But we'll keep an eye out for Salomar. He's been looking pretty decent off his life. I can't believe can't want to say who he lost to. He lost just recently. He's been doing pretty good since that. So you got Bivol. Is Bivol the man right now at light heavyweight? Is it Bivol? Is Bivol the man at light heavyweight? Vazdik versus Bivol. Vazdik versus Beterbiev. Vazdik versus Alvarez. I don't know. Out of the champions, people are going with Alvarez, Beterbiev, Bivol, or Vazdik. Put that in the comments. Light heavyweight division is looking nice, is it? Is it not? That's the champions. And then we have a lot of people. Are you pretenders? Are you not pretenders? We got Yard, Brown, Bosell. You got Damian Hooper from the fucking Down Under, Badu Jack, Kovalev still around, Barrera, like we mentioned. You know, you got that Ming Phi Long who just knocked off, put him in retired. Dude, I can't even think of his name now. Poor guy. Just put him in retirement. Cullum Johnson. You got Joe Smith. You got the rankings just deep in here. You got just Umar Salomar. You got Charles Foster from the States. He's a pretty linky guy. You know, I don't know if too many people know about Charles Foster. I just know because he was like on PBC about once or twice, you know, headlining those small Tuesday cards or something. He's pretty linky. Used the ring. Pretty good fighter. You got Shifat. Didn't he just get ordered? Oh no, that was the other one. Oh, was it? Yeah, that was okay. I was tripping. That's fucking Vincent Butts. Yeah. They have him. They have him. Oh shit! They have Shifat Isfi. WA. What are you doing? They have Shifat Isfi at number 6 on the light heavyweight. Number 5 at light heavyweight. And he just got mandatory at super middleweight. Fucking WBA. Fucking shit up. But yeah. See, it threw me off. Threw the whole fucking show off. WBA. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. You know, if you have not caught it, this is season 12, episode 13. Hit that thumbs up if you have just heard me 2 times say it and you have not. And if you have listened to me repeat myself for the 3rd time, thank you for that time and support. Appreciate the effort. Dedication, baby. Quitters quit. Now, moving on. Before we talk about some boxing news, I guess we could say this is the first of the boxing news. Right here. Boxing news. Right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. A fight that caught a possibility of a fight. And I'm digging it. But I'm just ain't digging what was said when it was mentioned. Josh Kelly, the hot WBA fast rising star out of the Brits, out of the Brits, but you know what I mean, out of the UK, the Brit. Josh Kelly, 8-0, 6 KOs. I was not aware that he lost. I don't follow the amateurs or the Olympics really, but I was not aware that he has a loss to Daniel Yelasanov. So the 5-0, and I watched three or four of his fights. He's another one like Shimizu, deep amateur, but he's old. He's not old, but he's just 27 and he's 5-0. So I think that's a late start. Shimizu's even later. He's 33, but he's definitely a late start. 27. So he's on a super fast track. And I guess somehow it was brought up to Josh Kelly, and Josh Kelly said he would love that fight when the time is right, when it makes sense. I guess it makes sense of the money, but at 5-0, 8-0, and you're supposed to be elite, I just don't get it. Like, fuck it, why take it? I don't think anyone's stock, Danny Year's stock is not going to be hurt with a loss. He don't give a fuck. Josh Kelly, unless Danny Year is gonna fucking put it on him that bad, I don't think his stock's gonna be hurt with a loss right now. Because Josh Kelly to me seems like the bigger his spotlight gets, his fan base is gonna take it more when he loses. Because I think when he loses, he's gonna get hit. He's gonna get popped and beat the fuck down. I see someone catching him and like really like, oh shit. I'm a big Josh Kelly fan, but just someone out there is gonna crack that herk and jerk movement style, and someone's gonna crack it, But him and Danier, I think he might be the one to crack it. He got pretty good hand speed. Because I don't think you need to be a power puncher to crack it. You just need to be able to hit him with some snap, And I think he gets tired because his movement. He's like one of those fighters where their offense is their best defense, but unfortunately, it tires them out. I think Josh Kelly is one of those fighters. That's what makes Sean Porter pretty damn impressive. That dude can go a full 12 for the most rounds. A lot of fighters they go a good full 9. Porter for the most part he'll give you a full 12, definitely a full 11, 10 and a half. Porter will give you that, but for the most rounds, Porter's going to give you a full 12. And as good as I think Josh Kelly is at this stage, and I think I like him pretty much. I think he has a nice little stamina in the mid rounds. All that herk and jerk. I think it's not a big one, but one that you can either catch him on some rounds or you could catch him for some good shit, land some good shit in. So that's a nice. When I heard that story, I'm like, dude, that'd be a great fight with the hand speed. Because both these guys are gonna play feet work. No one's really gonna be looking to use the ring, hit, move, hit, move. It's gonna be all technical, small little footwork movement in like the center of the ring type phone booth type shit. I'm not expecting any clinching in this fight. I'm expecting a lot of either beat down hitting or a one-sided fight. Really, so someone should get I'm expecting Danny to one-side him, or this is going to be a really good back and forth, small quarter fight. Because to me, Danny has a very good punch selection. He could throw the double up jab to the hooks to the body, up and down the body, either arm. And then you would say, can that quick snappiness, can it crack the defense, the herk and jerk movement of Kelly, his fast twitch muscles, his quick countering? From my memory, I could be wrong, but it looked like Kelly might be the heavier fighter. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But like that, with his gas issues, with who we haven't seen how far Yelenesov has it. Yellow. We'll get it right. Yellow could go. Daniel Yellow. You know, we'll correct it later if it's wrong. I don't really recall how deep he can go, but when he is getting these guys out like he's supposed to, he's not looking unpleasant. You know, he's showing a hellified repertoire. We got to quench our thirst there. Quench my motherfucking thirst right here on the RRT Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A. Thank you for still watching the show. Thank you for dropping that mouse or whatever the hell you're choosing to watch on, or your laptop, your phone, your PS4. I ordered the pay-per-view through my PS4, so I don't. Shouts out. Hit the thumbs up if you ordered the fight through your PS4. That's how I ordered mine. So back to that fight. I love that fight. Right now, if I was to pick, I would definitely pick to find out that breakdown and prediction on the RRT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A, and that's where we're going to leave that. Other news. I'm surprised. No, I haven't heard. It's small time beans. But why has it not been mentioned? Top Rank signed 147-pounder. Through all the hype of the Crawford and Spence and the Wilder and Fury and AJ sprinkled in on top, they somehow, when they were here saying Crawford has no one to fight, Top Rank goes and signs 147-pounder Chris Van Heerden. Why do you think they signed Chris Van Heerden? If you're thinking Crawford has no one to fight in the WBO, and we went over that list plenty of times right here on the RRT Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A. They go sign Chris Van Heerden. Now, after his loss to Errol Spence, he's been on an impressive victory. Who has he been fighting? We don't know, but the victory, the winning records. I looked at his opponent's resume, and just the ratio of wins to the losses were favorable, you know. So 18-1, 22 3-1, 23 3-1 were his last three opponents' records. 18-1, 22-3 with one draw, 23 and 3 losses and 1 draw for the third. So all very, very good opponents who are used to winning. So Van Heerden was able to go in there, defeat 3 of those guys. Like I said, how were their opponents? We don't know. All by decision. So he wasn't able to knock any of these guys out. We saw what he had against Errol Spence. He didn't look too much of a devastating puncher, but what none of us really even picked up or even dared care to fucking care, I guess, Van Heerden was riding a 9-fight winning streak, and he hasn't lost in 4.5 years going into that fight. And he went into Errol Spence, and you know that he was not used to that. He was not used to that at all. 9-fight winning streak, 4.5 years. Ran into the truth. And then so since that, he's been on a 3-fight winning streak. Is Errol Spence just that good? And Van Heerden just ran into the truth. Like I said, Victoria ran into Katie Taylor. Are we underestimating Chris Van Heerden? Is he someone like, yeah, whatever? Is he going to come around the corner and just bust someone's ass? You know, I feel sorry for him because obviously if you get signed by Top Rank and you're 147, you know why you got signed up for. Now, speaking of why you're going to sign to 147 at Top Rank, you're going to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, it came out that it was going to be him. He was fighting in March, and it's going to be Luis Collazo. That's what we all heard. But now it's like, okay, Luis Collazo signed his part of it, and Bud hasn't signed his part of it. Half of that contract is done. Now it's coming out. Bud, top rank. Well, I'm pretty sure Bud don't give a fuck. Bud wants to fight. You know, whatever the money is. If you know, I'm real interested. I'm real interested. You know, will Bud? He seems like the guy. If he had to fight Americon, they're offering Americon to fight. If he's going to get paid the same amount of money, will he fight Americon knowing that's just a better name? Or will he say, fuck it, if I'm going to get paid the same, I just go whip Luis Collazo's ass real fast. Quench that thirst right here. You know, you got to quench that thirst because that shit is so hot when you speak in that RRT boxing show. With your host, Mr.A. Shit gets hot. El fuego. You know? But I wonder, you just wonder about that. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. That's just me. Mr. A's thoughts. A little quick. Mr. A's thoughts. Will Terrence Crawford, or any boxer in that case, take this? You know, some people do. Some people, like I said, you flat out hear some managers. You heard Danny Garcia's dad say, like, why fight this fight when you can fight these and these for money? So just getting sidetracked. You know, they signed Van Heerden for Crawford. And Crawford's supposed to be fighting Luis Collazo, which is it's an okay fight considering no one else is out there trying to fight. You figure you got to give up on the Errol Spence shit. I don't want to dig into why that's not happening. You just give up on it, you know. So Errol Spence ain't fighting Crawford. Anyone else high in the WBC is with PBC, and they probably got to fight. So there's really, and then you go to the WBO, the rankings are thin. Like I said, you got Aegis, you got Alexander Rasputin. Like I said, those are top ranked guys. And then you have a Golden Boy guy in Ellis, and look at the rest of these guys. You don't know the names. You're not gonna know them, and no one's gonna. And remember, Crawford is on ESPN, folks. They just signed all that money. That's why when you say like, "Oh, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?" It's ESPN, the backers. They want money. They invested in Crawford. They invested in Top Rank, and Top Rank's like, "Hey, it's not our fault. These are the ones in the line, and this is who you get." You know, no one wants to fight Crawford. Like, well, fuck that. You know, you make these fights happen. So that's why I signed to do it. They're offering Khan $5 million. $5 million. You know, that's where it comes into play. That flat fee shit, you know. I don't know how good of a flat fee that is. $5 million to fight Crawford. Sounds real good. Sounds real fucking good. You know, fuck, $15 million sounded real good for Deontay Wilder to fight AJ. But, you know, it's like, shit, dude, that fight sounds like it's going to make a lot of money. $15 million sounds hell of good, but it sounds like I might be getting ripped off. You know, and then Americon fighting Crawford. But that's different, though, man. But the thing is, with that being on ESPN and all those viewership, Americon is $5, you know. But they said that's going to be pay-per-view. ESPN pay-per-view. But, you know, ESPN is going to promote and pump the shit out that fight. You know, they advertise that fuck out of it because they need some money back from an investment in Crawford. So that might be, is $5 million a ripoff for Khan? I don't know. You guys let me know. Just the RRT Boxing Show. Leave it in the comment. Is $5 million enough for Americon? I know he hasn't done shit. I know that. He hasn't done shit. But that name is that black oil, baby. That name is that black oil. That black gold, I should say, that black gold. You know? Americon does. I still think Americon brings the fucking asses to the seats, man. I think you know, if he ain't gonna bring the asses to the seats, I think he brings the fucking clicks, the views. I definitely think that. That'd be really, you know, like I said, Luis Collazo is an okay fight. If we want to get into that, it's okay, right? But we definitely would much rather. I want to see Khan, you know, with the with the hand speed, the combinations of Khan, it'd be nice to see Crawford. Or, you know, everyone was always interested in Floyd, seeing can he handle the quick hand speed of Khan. And it's the same reason with anybody. Can Crawford handle the quick hand speed of Khan? Who the fuck? Could Sammy Vargas handle the quick out hand speed of Khan? It's anyone, And I can't recall the last time Crawford had a boxer like Khan. Will he be able to box the boxer? Obviously, Crawford's going to take that to fucking machismo. He's going to want to box, So that's going to be real interesting. I think that'd be a good fight. I honestly think, in my opinion right now, it's just off the top of the head, I don't think Crawford will have to walk Khan down. I think he would have to really be on the front foot, like Bottle Jack style, kind of the second half of Stevenson, just walking him down. I think that's how Crawford could win and stop Khan in that fight. Because outboxing him, is it possible? Of course, but I think it'd just be a lot more energy. I think he had to use movement, create angles, be on the edge. It'd be a lot of concentration. I think if he just be on the front foot, unless, because I don't think Khan has the power to just fucking rock Crawford. I think Crawford defense is pretty solid. I think he'll see whatever is coming. And I think his inside game, even though Khan does have a decent inside game, but I think his inside game should be solid enough to hang with Khan. So I think if he's on the front foot, I think he could take it to Khan. Now, the size difference might be something, so that'd be interesting. But I still think Crawford could make this fight easier for him, just being very aggressive on the front foot and being a bulldog, or just being a Nebraska Cornhusker and they the bulldog. That's Georgia Bulldogs. No, he's a fucking beat a Nebraska Ram, dog. Just fucking ram his ass out, ram him over, Nebraska style. That's what I think. But I think it'd be a really good, interesting fight if Khan could keep it on the outside, can he break down that hand speed, Crawford? Can he counter him? That'd be the footwork. Will Crawford need angles to get past that hand speed, the 1-2s and the 1-2s? Am I wrong? Does Khan have the inside game to back Crawford out? It'd be very interesting, very interesting. Is Khan that chinny where a lighter Crawford coming up can do something? That'd be interesting. That'd be like, oh shit. If you want to fucking make Crawford look like a beast, and if he's possibly getting a knockout, Top Rank's like, hey, Khan, come here. Sell us your chin for $5 million. Shit, so before we talk, the headliner of the weekend, we will talk about Jarrett Hurd. His little defense. Obviously, he did what we talked about, on this show. What show it is. The wristwatch, the face, all that shit says it. The RRT boxing show. We discussed it. The breakdown, we predicted it. Jason knows one way to fight. He's going to be there to be hit. Jarrett Hurd wouldn't have to do nothing fancy. And when he did, it's because he chose to do something different. You see, he was trying to sit on the ropes. He was sitting there trying to do creative offensive. He was sitting there being different. He wasn't his normal, exorbitant man self, trying to Sandman, trying to suck you in, he wasn't his normal self. And Jason Warburton was able to land some shots, because when you are as aggressive as he is, when you're a come forward fighter and you throw punches to the wind and knowing something's a chance of coming back, when you take the chance, it's more likely you're going to land a shot. And Jason Wilborn is a fighter who's willing to throw those punches. So therefore, he was landing shots on Jarrett Hurd. But at the same time, Jarrett Hurd, knowing the punching power of Wellborn, that he wasn't chosen for just any reason. Yes, he was coming off 2 great fights, defeating Tommy. Was it Tommy Langford? I think, yes, Tommy Langford, I do want to say. 2, so like I said, his biggest moment, his 2 fights. Jarrett Hurd picked him, tried some new stuff out, defeated him. After the crowd oohed and awed, Jarrett Hurd said enough, knocked him out with a body shot. And then kudos, 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 making boxing fan moist. You know, fucking giving us, you know, it's a business. Okay, make us want to spend money. Hi, my name is Jamel Charlo. I talk shit. Yo, champion, I'll whoop your ass. Easy money. Yo, LA, again, my name is Jamel Charlo. I'm in the champion's face. That's why if your belts look good, I'll fucking take them off you. You easy work. That's business. That's product wanted. You know, that's demand. We want to see that guy who talks shit saying the champ's easy work. And then Jamel, and then fucking Herds are like, and Jim Gray's like, all right, hold on, Charlo. Will you want to fight him? He's like, oh, no. He's talking, and Charlo interrupts. He's talking about he wants 2 more fights. This fight and another fight. I got to wait for him. And Herds all, I run the shots. I got to admit, okay, yeah, he gets 1 more fight, hometown, whatever. Okay, suck it. You know, I'm the champ. Suck it. I get that. But at that moment, if we're going to go deep, you know, we'll talk boxing, you know, we'll shoot shits and giggles, you know, talking boxing right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Body language, Jared Hurd didn't look well right there. His face expressions, holding that belt, his voice, the way he's looking around. I call the shots. Like, please, where's my yes man? Where's my team? Tell me, I call the shots, right? I call the shots. He couldn't say nothing. I call the shots. You know, that's me like, hey, Charlo, when it's time, I knock your ass out. Obviously, he can't. He doesn't feel that way to say it in front of Charlo's face, you know, because any boxer at that time is either like tells, hey, Charlo, you want your shot? Fine, whatever. We could line it up. I got a hometown fight. You play it real cool, professional, or you could just say dog him out like, hey, yo, shut the fuck up. When it's time to time, I'm gonna knock your ass out. 2 ways to handle that, and Hurd seemed not to handle that anyway. Like, I got a hometown fight first, like I promised the people. I call the shots. And he wasn't even saying that very confident, you know. He was like, guys, I call the shots, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right, guys, you're right. I call the shots. Like, he was talking himself into that shit, you know. So it seemed like Hurd was a little caught off guard there. Maybe, you know, fucking Jim Gray just got done asking him, hey, you still live with your parents. How do you feel? You know, you gonna mow the lawn? And here comes Charlo. I'll whoop your ass, boy. You easy work. I'll whoop your ass. He's like, fuck, dude. I'm living at home and I'm getting told I'm going to get my ass whipped. Fuck, dude. What am I, like 7 and shit? He's getting bullied and shit. He's getting bullied and saying, like, you're going to mow the lawn. Fucking Jim Gray took him back. Took him back to probably a bad childhood memory. Charlo's bullying him in his fucking 3rd grade and shit. Jim Gray fucked his head up. Well, now, before we die out, before we close the show down, thank you guys for tuning in, you know, watching the whole segment. If you watched it straight through, straight shooter gooter, you know, that's good. If you came back, picked up the spot, gave it another view, hit that thumbs up in one of your views. Thank you. Hopefully you done hit that subscribe button as well. You can follow the show at Twitter at the RRT Boxing Show. Actually, the RRTB Show at RRTB Show. Thank you for that following. I post up random, more videos. Sometimes I post up videos if I feel like, hey, check this guy's out, get a little more attention. It works sometimes. I don't know. But, you know, hey, let me know if it works. Follow the show at Twitter at RRTB Show. Now we talk about the draw. You know, at first, obviously, I put the video up. I favored Tyson Fury 115, 111. You know, came home from work. I watched it again. You know, I recorded the fight. I watched it again. Now, when I first watched it, 115, 111, I had one toss-up round. That was round 4. You know, I was like, okay, Tyson maybe won that. I mean, Dante maybe won that. I don't know if Tyson stole it, so I gave it. For the longest, I was giving it to Wilder. You know? And I was like, okay, did Tyson? I'm like, Tyson. I gave it to Tyson. But I thought Deontay Wilder was winning it for a long time. That was one. And then watched it again. I thought Deontay Wilder won around 5. You know, so if you question, like I said, I questioned round. I definitely gave him his knockdown rounds, 12 and 9, and then I gave him 2. I questioned round 4 the first time watching it live. That was my toss-up round. So all you really need is say a judge say I did give that round. I think he did win it. Round 4, Tyson Fury. Watch it the second time. Hey, I was right. Deontay Wilder round 1, round 4, and then another toss up round 5. Like I said, 2 toss up rounds is not bad. It's very easy to understand. CompuBox numbers. That's a fucking mess because, some fights you want to go for them. Some fights you use them against them, like how hard was the shots. I could tap you and then they count that, So it's very misleading to say Deontay Wilder landed more shots because even if he did, it seemed at some points that, was it the weight advantage? I'm sorry if it was, but Fury was fucking shaking Deontay Wilder with his shots, His shots looked shorter, crisper. It looked like Wilder was in desperation for a lot of time. He did land that stick of a jab. I would have loved to see him stick to his game plan of the body jab. But Fury kind of check left hooked his ass and took him out of that game plan. I wish Wilder would have mixed that up, feinted the jab more, stuck with that stick to the stomach. I think that would have helped out big time. But hey, I'm glad to see the champ still has his fucking belt, Like I said, everyone predicted this fight exactly how it went. Boxing lesson from Clinic of Fury. It wasn't as in moments it was. Me, myself, I thought it, like I said, Wilder pulled it off. I gave it 115, 111. Watching it for the second time, I could see and understand a 113, 113 draw. Like I said, first time I had one question round. So I go into the second time watching the fight, giving him that question round. Did I find one more round that was like, oh shit, that is a different round. I see it different. I found one more round. That tells me someone else could see a round. Like I said, I think everyone gave Wilder at least definitely 3 rounds for sure with his 2 knockdowns. So all he needs is 2 more question rounds, and you got a lot of people saying it was a draw, not a draw. So it's out there. Now what I cannot see is Wilder winning. I think that second knockdown earned him a draw. That's why I made that thing. He got a gift. Like I said, it's understandable. I had a question round. I found another question round. Like I said, I still had it 115, 111. Like I said, question rounds, I leaned towards Fury, but it's understandable if the coin landed the other way. Can't argue with it. That's what makes these fights great. Got your money's worth. But like I said, a gift is, that could have went the other way, brother. A robbery, which this was not, is Wilder clearly did not win that fight, and what got a victory. Did he get a draw? That much is arguable. I don't think he won this fight. Thank you for tuning in. We're damn glad he's still the champ, though. Hopefully, Deontay Wilder. It's like I said, there is immediate. I don't know if there's an immediate rematch. He has to learn to adapt in some form. Whether he said he was rushing his punches and he needs to slow down, let that be the start of it. But he needs to adapt with something. When it's out there on TV and everyone's saying you throw a hitch, your feet, blah, blah, you can't get rid of that. But if it's out there that badly, I'm being talked about, switch it up something, champ, Get that body, be confident in that body attack, find a way, feint, get it in there. But fuck, he earned that draw. It's not arguable. He earned that draw.